facing away from your tower, okay? So at first, what I want to do is I'm going to take my spring just underneath my arm, just underneath my armpit for now. Okay. All right? And I'm still going to use my long yellows. So we're all really good at finding stability of everything else and just giving your best punch, right? And what did we do just now with Megan here? We started doing overlook. Overlook. I have a client right now. He is here. He is here. He says he has perfect shoulder, all this stuff. I'm like, you just need a little bit of mobility in your life, right? So I'm gonna watch my leg position. Okay, whichever hand is in the strap, that's like it's going behind me. Okay, and as I do, I'm going to add a spine. Okay, but for my client Rob, he needs not just spine, he needs a little bit of that protraction happening. He needs a little protraction happening. Okay. In his mind, he has that's a lot of core work. I'm like, whatever you want to think about it as. But like something is that protraction happening, right? And now he needs that follow through of give me the opposite arm, give me reciprocal effects. Reciprocal effect, right? Reciprocal. Now, look at my weight shift. See this? My weight shift of my bottom leg. This is still happening. Nothing's doing less. I'm still going. But wait, I need to step forward and come back. Oh, when I step forward, I get more rotation in the spine and my power has increased, i.e. comes from the bottom of the legs. You can go lower if it's rubbing against you, right? It's nice. So watch. And then notice where I started. I started from the bottom, from the top up. But if I really want to be protocol, leg power, take a look. Same arm. Keep this. Keep this. This is going back to how they taught me that easy rowing machine. They said, bring this with you and step forward. Bring this with you and step forward. Now add spinal rotation. I'm going from the bottom up. Okay? In that same coordinated action, add the punch. And then you can add tempo to increase power. See how that worked there? And then notice I always start with the split leg because that's how you walk. Do you not walk? That means you start from the back. So you want that. And then now, depending on the sport, will depend on where your spring goes. I figured it out. Now I have it. And now I can throw it. Okay. Or whatever it is. Or up. Right? But volleyball, tennis doesn't matter. I have that movement in the upper body. Okay? So I'm going to be the dysfunctional person on the other side. Okay, and you're going to try to correct me and put me in the right order. Okay. How's that? All right. Okay. I'm the baseball pro, and I'm doing like, something's wrong. I don't know why my power is not working. And you're like, well, show me what you got, right? Show me what you got. So I'm going to move this up. Okay. And I'm like, it's not working.
All right, so hold there for a second, right? So what do we see? Where was he starting the movement from? He started from his hand, right? The hand was leading. And then what was following after that? Whole shoulder, but it's a little delay, right? Kind of like arm, shoulder, instead of arm, shoulder. And then a little hip's happening. But do we still see, like if you talked about that balance between the lower body and upper body, I would say I'm looking at 60, 70 here, and I'm looking more like 30 down there, okay, just roughly. So what we want to do is we want to think about that hip driving a little bit more, okay? So let's just try that as a cue. Better. Okay. Now, to take Nico's being a very good bad person here. Thank you, Nico. So what's happening there? Like now he's getting some of that hip motion, but there's absolutely no spinal action happening at all.
I did what you told me to do.
I know, that's what she did. So, that on me. So then we're gonna sit there, and I don't think I'm cueing this terribly effectively, so then I was taking it in exaggerated mode. So let's take this a little slow, okay? So I'm gonna have you reach the arm out, reach the hip forward, rotate, and rotate like you're gonna throw something towards that opposite piece. There you go, and then come on back. Yep, and just take that. Just move it, kicking it forward, right. Coming up onto that ball of the back foot. Yep. There we go. Finding that rotation through the hip, through the torso, through the shoulder and arm. That's it. Now, I'm going to break this down for a minute. So come on back, hold the hands here. I want just to see that leg and hip action. So hold the hamstring over. You're just going to lift up that back foot and rotate that right. Yep. 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 And then we're going to add a little more of the torso. Yep. There we go. There we go. And then we're going to start to add the arm. Nice. Now, I'm going to do just one thing here. From here, just reach that arm forward. Take that like 3 times. And what would you rate your effort level like? Light. I mean, like 2.
Yeah, 3, 2 or 3.
2, 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Now add the lower body to that. So add the
Less focus on my arm.
right.
Yeah.
So if you were going to say like there, you got like a 1 or something.
Yeah.
It's arm effort.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So as soon as you have the lower body, it also takes that force or takes the resistance of the arm.
Yeah.
Right. Because the rest of the body is doing the work for you. It's just delivering the power. That's what it's supposed to do.
Yeah. And then, so we intentionally did this on the other side for 2 reasons. 1, we wanted to balance. 2, she took a different order, right? When I taught it, I was like, the leg, but we really had to break it down in terms of what I was dysfunctional at first or challenged at, and then really work on the primary movements. Let's see what we need to work on first, right? The hip, and then she integrated the torso, and then the arm, and then she asked me questions, right? She didn't say like, what do you feel at first? It's like, no, let's just try this. So many ways of doing it, but I like the fact that she started with the primary big pusher, right? As people do that all the time. They're like, this should be an arm exercise. Wow. Get the lower body going, get the integration of the core, then add the arm, and let's see what that feels like. Yeah, super fun.
I'm also going to add a little subtlety to this,
Yeah.
which is that Nico is pretty well strung together. Okay, he's not a super, his spine is pretty loose actually, but the rest of him is not that loose, and especially his shoulders are not that loose. And one of the things about power delivery is you need to also have enough joint integrity for the force to transfer quickly from joint to joint. One of the things I find with my clients that are on a too loose side, my hypermobile clients, is there is no force transfer. Things just kind of like, I talk about it as a leaky kinetic chain, right? So if I'm way too loose and wiggly, it's like the energy goes up and then it kind of falls out the joint and it falls out the next joint. So the time it hits the delivery system, it's already gone. And you don't have that issue. Although sometimes, like with you, I might focus on that spine being part of the action, but not quite so. I think you're gonna lose some power through that spine mobility.
Yeah, and I have tight hip flexors, so
Right.
that's part of that. I will compensate with the torso and the arm
Yes.
because I don't have a lot of this happening. That's tight for me.
Yeah.
So I will. This
And that's
is
what I'm
over.
saying,
This is over.
This
and I like
stops, and this goes,
Yeah.
woo!
it.
Yeah.
I have to allow this
Yeah.
to help me to make that happen a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Yeah.
I feel that. And so and then of course then my issue of my tibial torsion, I kind of don't want to do too much of moving down there.
Uh-huh.
I feel as I'm like, no, so I transfer the force up.
Right.
But that's just right. Yeah, so that's like the whole baseball throwing series.
Yeah.
Throwing series. But maybe you're not throwing forward. Maybe the transfer of energy has come from the bottom up and you have to ascend.
Right.
Oh, but that means then the springs have to come from the bottom. From the bottom. Okay. So low as they go. Okay. And although I'm not going to be in a standing position at first, start in a kneeling proposal position. So now I can look at, I can generate from this back glute here. and I can step in this foot here. So it's the same concept, but now I really have to focus on,
And that's about maintaining hip mobility. So
Yeah.
that's somebody who really didn't have the hip mobility.
this is,
You put them here and
Here.
then they've got the only place they can get, but they can't get it from the foot, right? They've got to get it from the hip mobility.
they have to get it from here.
Yeah.
So this would be harder for me to do
Mhm.
and not let my torso spine take over, because I really want to do it from this. So like hip, spine, push,
Right,
push.
Yeah.
Push, right? For me, it's